The human warship Vanguard moved quietly through space. Its smooth hull shone in the light of faraway stars. Captain June Park stood tall on the bridge. Her eyes were fixed on the glowing display in front of her. "Captain, there's an unknown ship heading towards Sirius Colony," said Lieutenant Tae Kim. His hands moved quickly over the control panel. "We don't have any record of this type of vessel." "Open communications," Captain Park ordered with a calm voice. The strange ship had appeared suddenly near the farthest human settlement. It looked odd, with sharp angles and what seemed like living material growing on its surface. Earth had sent the Vanguard right away since it was the closest warship. "Message sent, Captain," Communications Officer Su Lee reported. No answer. They tried 3 more times to make contact. Each attempt was met with silence. Then, without warning, the alien ship sent a message in perfect human language. "Humans. We are the Derek. Your kind has spread too far, too fast. We challenge your ship to battle to decide the colony's future. Accept or we will judge your settlers ourselves." Captain Park looked at Commander Han Choi, her second in command. Their eyes met in a moment of shared concern. "Are they seriously asking us to fight them?" she asked. "Their ship seems to have many weapons, Captain," said Tae, studying the readings. "But we can't tell how strong they really are." Park's face grew serious. "Send a message to Earth Command. And get our weapons ready." Commander Choi moved closer to the captain. "What do you think they want?" he asked quietly. "To test us," Park replied. "This feels like a show of strength. They want to see what humans are made of." The bridge crew worked quickly, preparing the Vanguard for possible combat. Weapon systems came online. Shields powered up. The engine room reported ready status. "Earth Command is responding," announced Su. "They say we should try to avoid conflict, but protect the colony at all costs." Captain Park nodded. "Send another message to the Derek. Tell them we wish to talk peacefully first." Minutes passed with no response. The alien ship moved closer, taking up a battle position. "They're charging weapons," Tae reported, his voice tense. "Shields up," ordered Park. "But hold fire." The bridge crew watched as the alien ship's outer hull began to glow with energy. Small pods detached from its sides. "Those could be fighter craft," said Commander Choi. "Or weapons." Captain Park made her decision. "Target those pods only." Warning shots. The Vanguard fired precise laser bursts that destroyed 2 of the pods. The others scattered and returned to the main ship. "Captain, they're sending another message," said Su. The alien commander appeared on the main screen. It had a tall, insect-like body with shimmering skin and large compound eyes. Its voice came through as a series of clicks and humming sounds that the translator converted to human speech. "You show restraint, humans. Interesting. Our records indicated your species tends to attack first when threatened." "We prefer peace," replied Captain Park. "But we will defend what's ours." The alien made a motion with its upper limbs. "Your colony has settled on a world that sits at the edge of space we consider ours. We must know if you are worthy opponents or easy prey." "We are neither opponents nor prey," Park said firmly. "We are potential allies or neighbors. Fighting isn't necessary." The aliens seemed to consider this. "Our species determines worth through combat. It is our way." Park stood straighter. "Then understand this, if you force this fight, we will not hold back. Humans have millennia of war experience. We don't want to use it against you." Silence stretched between the 2 ships. The Derek commander studied Captain Park through the screen. "You show confidence without aggression. This is unusual." The alien made another gesture. "We will allow 1 planetary rotation for you to prepare. Then we will test your claim of strength. If you prove worthy, perhaps we can speak of this alliance you mention." The transmission ended. The alien ship backed away to a safe distance but remained in sensor range. Captain Park turned to her crew. We have one day. Let's make it count. Commander Choi approached her. Do you think we can avoid this fight? Park shook her head. No. But we can win it without destroying them. Then maybe they'll listen. She looked out at the stars, at the distant colony they were sworn to protect. Get me everything we have on insect-like species. I want to understand how they think before we face them in battle. Science Officer Jean Yu stood before the gathered crew in the tactical room. The large screen behind him showed images of the derrick ship. His fingers moved across his tablet as he presented his findings. The derrick are ritual fighters, he explained. Other alien species we contacted told us this. They must prove they are better than others through combat. Captain Park listened carefully. She had ordered all data to be collected on their new enemies. The crew had worked through the night to prepare. They don't just fight for resources or land, Jean continued. Fighting is part of their culture, their way of communication. To them, a good fight shows respect. Commander Choi frowned. So they're challenging us because they respect us? In a way, yes, Jean nodded. But also to see if we deserve the colony. If we are weak, they would take it from us. The message from Earth Command appeared on another screen. Captain Park read it aloud for everyone to hear. We are to accept the challenge. Earth cannot send help in time. The risk to the colony is too great to refuse. The room fell quiet. Each officer knew what was at stake. Not just the colony with its 5,000 people, but possibly how aliens would view humans for years to come. We have 6 hours before the colony's sun rises, said Park. That's when the battle begins. She turned to Chief Engineer Moon, a short man with steady hands and a brilliant mind. I need the engines at full power. And any tricks you can give me. The new cooling system isn't fully tested, Moon replied. But I can push the engines to 120% for short bursts. Maybe 3 minutes at a time. Park nodded. Do it. She looked at Weapons Officer Kong next. What can we use against them? Kong stood up, her face serious. Their ship has a strong outer shell, but our scans show weaker points where their weapon systems connect. If we can hit those spots, we might disable them without destroying their ship. Good. I want to beat them, not kill them, said Park. Lieutenant Tay raised his hand. Captain, I studied their movement patterns. The derrick ship changes direction in sharp turns, not smooth curves like our ships. We could use that. Add it to our battle plan, Park ordered. The crew continued to share ideas. Each person offered something from their area of expertise. Park listened to all of them, asking questions, building a strategy piece by piece. When they finished, Park opened a channel to the derrick ship. The alien commander appeared on screen. Its tall body and shining eyes made it look like a giant praying mantis. We accept your challenge, Park said firmly. But with one condition. This will be ship against ship only. No calling for help. No other ships joining the fight. The derrick commander's head tilted. Its mouth parts moved as it spoke. Agreed. We will test your worthiness alone. The battle begins when the colony's sun rises. We'll be ready, said Park. When the screen went dark, the captain turned to her crew. All eyes were on her, waiting for direction. Chief Moon, start the engine modifications. Khan, I want all weapons checked twice. Sue, keep a channel open to the colony. They need to know we're protecting them. The officers moved quickly to carry out their orders. Commander Choi stayed behind with the captain. What's our real strategy? He asked quietly. They outgun us. Their ship is larger. Park walked to the window. The stars looked cold and distant. The derrick ship was visible as a dark shape against the blackness. Humans have been fighting wars since we first picked up stones, she said. We've learned something the derrick haven't. What's that? How to lose. Park turned to face her second in command. We've lost more battles than we can count. And because of that, we know how to win when everything is against us. Choi nodded slowly. They expect us to fight like them. By their rules. Exactly. Park smiled slightly. But we'll fight like humans. We'll use everything we have. Speed. Tricks. Unpredictable moves. She walked to the tactical display and brought up the derrick ship image. They think this is about strength. We'll show them it's about intelligence. The hours passed quickly as the crew prepared. Engineers reworked systems. Tactical officers ran simulations. Everyone moved with purpose, knowing that failure meant the loss of the colony. As the first light of the colony's sun appeared over the horizon, Captain Park took her place on the bridge. Her crew was at their stations, ready. All systems ready, Captain, reported Commander Choi. Take us into position, ordered Park. Let's show the derrick what humans can do. The bright flash came without warning. The derrick ship fired first, sending streams of green energy toward the vanguard. The human warship shuddered as the blasts hit its protective shields. Shields at 63%, Lieutenant Kong called out from her station. Her fingers moved quickly over the control panel. Captain, their weapons are stronger than we thought. Another blast rocked the bridge. A console sparked near the back wall. Captain Park gripped her chair but kept her face calm. Her crew needed to see her confidence now more than ever. Maintain distance, she ordered. Execute evasion pattern Delta. Commander Choi relayed the order to the pilot. The vanguard began to move in an unpredictable pattern, rolling and spinning away from the derrick ship's firing line. The stars seemed to whirl outside the viewports as the ship maneuvered. They're following us, reported Lieutenant Tae from the tactical station. Their tracking systems are good. Despite the evasive moves, another blast caught the vanguard's rear section. The lights flickered briefly. Shields at 58%, Khan updated. We can't take too many more direct hits like that. Captain Park studied the enemy ship on the main screen. The derrick vessel was larger than the vanguard, with weapon ports along its sides. It moved with surprising speed for its size, turning to keep the human ship in range. Science Officer Genius stood at his station, analyzing the incoming data. His eyes widened slightly as patterns emerged. Captain, I'm noticing something, he said. They fire their weapons in a set sequence. First the smaller cannons, then the main weapon. Another blast hit them. This time, part of the ceiling panel fell loose, clattering to the floor. Damage on Deck 6, reported Commander Choi. No injuries. Jean continued his analysis, undisturbed by the chaos. After their main cannon fires, there's a 3-second gap before the sequence starts again. I think the main weapon needs time to recharge. Captain Park nodded. There's our window. Prepare counterattack. She pressed a button on her chair. Engineering, how are those engine modifications? Chief Engineer Moon's voice came through clearly. Ready when you need them, Captain. You'll get 120% for 3 minutes, but then we'll need 4 minutes to cool down. Understood. Park looked at her tactical officer. Lieutenant Tae, plot an attack run that brings us in close during their 3-second vulnerability. Tae's hands flew over his console. Course plotted, Captain. Another hit rocked the ship harder than before. A warning alarm sounded. Direct hit to our port side, announced Kong. Shields down to 41% in that section. They think they have us on the run, said Park quietly. Good. Commander Choi looked at her with surprise. Good. They've never faced humans before, Park said, a small smile forming on her lips. They don't know what we're capable of. She stood up from her chair and walked to the center of the bridge. All eyes turned to her. Here's what we're going to do. When the next firing sequence starts, I want us to take a hit. Deliberately, asked Commander Choi, his voice showing concern. Yes. We'll make it look like they've damaged our engines. Then when their main cannon fires and enters the 3-second recharge, we'll use that engine burst from moon to close distance rapidly. Understanding dawned on the officers' faces. Make them think we're crippled, said Tay with admiration. Then surprise them. Exactly. Humans have used this trick for centuries. Park looked at Weapons Officer Kong. Have torpedoes ready to target their main cannon port the moment it closes after firing. The bridge crew moved with new purpose, preparing for the captain's plan. When the derrick ship began its next firing sequence, the Vanguard turned slightly, exposing its flank. The hit came hard. The bridge lights failed for 3 seconds before emergency power kicked in. Shields at 35%, reported Kong through the smoke of a damaged console. Port engine showing external damage. Make sure they can detect that, ordered Park. Vent some plasma to make it look worse. The Vanguard began to drift, appearing wounded. Small bursts of glowing plasma escaped from its damaged section. On screen, they could see the derrick ship adjusting position, preparing to deliver a finishing blow. Its main cannon began to glow with building energy. They took the bait, said Commander Choi. Everyone ready, Park said calmly. Engineering, prepare for engine burst on my mark. The derrick's main cannon fired. The blast passed close to the Vanguard's hull as the human ship appeared to struggle with controls. Their main cannon port is closing, reported Jean. 3-second window starting now. Mark, shouted Captain Park. The Vanguard surged forward with sudden speed, closing the distance to the derrick ship in seconds. The alien vessel began to turn, surprised by the human ship's recovery, but it was too late. Fire torpedoes, ordered Park. For torpedoes shot from the Vanguard, hitting the derrick ship exactly where its main cannon connected to the hull. Explosions bloomed across the alien vessel's side. Direct hits, Kong reported with satisfaction. Their main weapon is offline. The bridge crew cheered, but Captain Park raised her hand for silence. This is just the beginning, she said. Now we show them how humans really fight. Captain Park stood tall on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the damaged derrick ship. They had scored a good hit, but the alien vessel was still dangerous. Its smaller weapons continued to fire, searching for the Vanguard through the clouds of vented plasma. The main cannon was their strongest weapon, but not their only one, Park said. Now we finish this. Execute attack plan Thunderstorm. The bridge crew moved with practiced speed. Each person knew their role in the plan they had practiced during the night. The Vanguard's engines roared to life, pushing the ship directly toward the derrick vessel. They'll think we're making a suicide run, said Commander Choi, watching the tactical display. That's exactly what I want them to think, replied Park. She turned to Lieutenant Kong. Fire decoys. Kong pressed a sequence of buttons on her console. Firing decoys now. 20 small drones shot out from hidden ports along the Vanguard's hull. Each one was only the size of a lifeboat, but carried special equipment. As they spread out in a wide pattern, the drones began sending out energy signals identical to the Vanguard. At the same time, Chief Engineer Moon activated the ship's stealth systems. The Vanguard's own energy signature grew weaker, making it blend in with the decoys. On the main screen, they watched as the derrick ship's weapons began firing wildly at the decoys. Green energy beams cut through space, hitting empty targets. They're confused, said Commander Choi, unable to hide the smile in his voice. They don't know which one is us. The alien ship turned in circles, trying to track the real human vessel among the 20 identical signals. Its weapons fired in all directions, wasting energy on the small drones. Captain Park watched with intense focus, waiting for the perfect moment. The Vanguard slipped between the decoys, approaching the derrick ship from below. Their secondary weapons are starting their recharge cycle, reported Science Officer Jean. 5 seconds until they can fire again. Now! Park commanded. The Vanguard dropped its stealth mode and powered all weapons to maximum. The human ship unleashed everything it had in a single, devastating attack. Laser cannons sliced across the derrick vessel's sensor arrays. Missile batteries launched their payloads at weapon mounts. Kinetic rounds, solid metal slugs accelerated to incredible speeds, pounded against the alien hull. The bridge crew watched in silence as their attack hit home. The derrick ship's outer armor cracked under the assault. Small explosions bloomed across its surface. "Their shields are failing," reported Lieutenant Tay, reading the sensor data. "We've knocked out most of their weapon systems." But the derrick ship wasn't finished. It turned toward the Vanguard, bringing its emergency thrusters online. A remaining weapon port began to glow with building energy. "They're preparing a last strike," said Commander Choi. "Target their propulsion system," ordered Park without hesitation. "Fire railguns." The Vanguard's most powerful weapons, electromagnetic cannons that fired metal projectiles at speeds fast enough to cross the Atlantic Ocean in minutes, unleashed their fury. The massive slugs tore through the weakened sections of the derrick ship, finding the engines. A bright flash lit up the view screens as the alien vessel's propulsion system exploded. When the light faded, the derrick ship was drifting, its engines dead, most of its weapons destroyed. "Direct hit," said Kong. "Their ship is crippled." The bridge crew began to cheer, but Captain Park raised her hand for silence. "Cease fire," she ordered firmly. "Open communications." Lieutenant Su quickly established a channel to the damaged alien vessel. The screen showed the derrick commander. Its tall form was still standing, but the ship around it was in ruins. Panels hung from the ceiling. Smoke filled the air behind it. "Derrick vessel," Park said, her voice calm and clear. "This battle is over. Your ship is disabled. We could destroy you completely, but that is not our way." The alien commander's faceted eyes stared at Park. When it spoke, its voice sounded different than before, less certain, more respectful. "You have defeated us. By our traditions, the colony is yours to keep." Park nodded. "We want more than that. We want peace between our people. This fighting was unnecessary." The derrick commander seemed to consider this. "Your tactics were unexpected. You fought with intelligence rather than just strength." "That is the human way," said Park. "Now, do you need assistance with repairs? We are prepared to help if you will accept it." The offer clearly surprised the alien. Its head tilted in what might have been confusion. "You would help those who attacked you?" "Yes," Park said simply. "That is also the human way." The bridge fell silent as everyone waited for the derrick's response. The alien commander looked away, speaking with others off-screen. When it turned back, its posture had changed. "We accept your offer of assistance. And perhaps, we have more to learn about humans than we realized." Captain Park smiled. "I believe we have much to learn from each other. This battle is ended. Let's begin something better in its place." 3 days after the battle, the derrick commander stood in the Vanguard's conference room. Captain Park had invited the alien leader aboard to discuss peace terms. The tall insect-like being looked less scary now. Its ship had been repaired enough to travel home, with human engineers helping fix the worst damage. "We made a mistake about your people," the derrick commander said. Its mouth parts clicked as it spoke. "We looked at human bodies and thought you were weak. You run slower than derrick. You are not as strong. Your skin breaks easily." Captain Park sat across from the alien. She offered a small smile. "Humans didn't become the top species on our planet because we were the strongest or fastest. We won because we think, work together, and change when we need to." Commander Choi nodded beside her. "Our planet has thousands of animals stronger than humans. But none of them reached the stars." The derrick commander's large eyes studied the humans. "Your way of fighting surprised us. Your crew members made choices without asking permission first. You used tricks to confuse us. You waited for the right moment, then attacked with everything at once. That's how humans have always fought," explained Choi. "On Earth, our oldest ancestors would chase animals until they got tired, then move in for the kill. We don't give up." "We saw that," the derrick admitted. Even when your ship was damaged, you kept fighting. Most species would have surrendered. Park leaned forward. We didn't want to destroy your ship. We just wanted to stop the fight. Another surprise, said the Derek. Winners usually destroy the losers in space battles. The alien straightened to its full height, almost touching the ceiling. Then it lowered its head in what humans now knew was a sign of deep respect. The Derek Collective will leave this part of space to humans. We want to start official relations with your people instead. Perhaps we can learn from each other. Captain Park stood and offered her hand, a human gesture the Derek had learned. I think that's a good idea. There's room for both our species among the stars. After the meeting, human repair teams finished their work on the Derek ship. The aliens watched with interest as the humans fixed systems the Derek had thought were beyond repair. The next morning, the Derek vessel prepared to leave. Captain Park and her senior officers stood in the Vanguard's main viewing room, watching as the once-enemy ship moved away. They're heading home, said Lieutenant Tay, watching the ship's path on his screen. Our escort will stay with them until they reach the border. Send messages to all human colonies and ships, Park told Communications Officer Sue. Earth will want to know everything about the Derek. The diplomats will take over from here. Lieutenant Kahn looked worried. Do you think other aliens will challenge us like the Derek did? Park watched the alien ship grow smaller in the distance. Her face was serious but hopeful. Probably. We're still new in space. Other species will want to test us. Will we have to fight them all? Asked Kahn. I hope not, said Park. But word of this battle will spread. The Derek talked to other alien species. They'll tell what happened here. Commander Choi smiled slightly. They'll tell how a single human ship defeated their best warship. And how we helped fix their ship afterward, added Park. Both lessons are important. Later that night, Captain Park wrote in her personal log. She tried to put into words what she had learned about humanity's place in the galaxy. We came to space thinking we might be alone, she wrote. Now we know there are many intelligent species among the stars. Some will be friends. Some will be enemies. But all of them need to understand that humans aren't easy to defeat. She paused, then added, not because we're stronger or have better ships. But because we never stop thinking, never stop trying, never give up. That's the real strength of humanity. Far across the galaxy, in places humans had never seen, news of the battle spread quickly. The Derek were known as fierce warriors. Their defeat by a single human ship made other species take notice. Several alien civilizations met in secret. They had been planning to test human defenses, to see if Earth's colonies could be easily taken. Now they changed their plans. These humans were more dangerous than they looked. For now, at least, they would watch and wait. The strange creatures from Earth had earned their place among the stars. The end.